Are you struggling to give longer and more complex answers in IELTS Speaking Part 3? Do you ever feel like your responses just sound too short or way too simple? Well, in this video, I'm going to teach you exactly how to develop complex, high-scoring answers, step by step. I'll even give you real examples that you can copy and use in your own IELTS practice. By the end of this lesson, you'll know exactly how to structure your ideas, use advanced vocabulary, and impress the examiner with confident, logical responses. So, let's get started. First, let's quickly understand what IELTS Speaking Part 3 is all about. It's known as the discussion round. It comes right after your cue card in Part 2 and lasts for about 4 to 5 minutes. In this part, the examiner will ask you more abstract and analytical questions, usually related to the topic you just spoke about in Part 2. Your goal here is to show clear reasoning, use linking phrases to connect your ideas, develop your points logically, and demonstrate your command of advanced vocabulary and grammar. It sounds like a lot, but don't worry, there's a simple formula to help you do just that. To make your answers sound complex and well-structured, I want you to use the IDEA formula. It's super simple. I stands for introduce your idea. Give a clear opinion or a direct statement. D is for develop it. Explain your point in more detail. E is for example. Support your point with a real-life or even an imagined example. And A is to add a result or a contrast. This shows deeper thinking. Let's see how it works with a real question. Imagine the examiner asks, "Why do you think people like to travel to other countries?" Using the IDEA formula, you could say, "I think people love traveling abroad primarily to experience something different from their daily lives. It allows them to explore new cultures, try new foods, and see different lifestyles, which can be incredibly refreshing." For example, when I visited Japan, I learned so much about the importance of discipline and respect in daily interactions, which was a huge eye-opener for me. As a result, I believe traveling broadens our minds and ultimately helps us become more open-minded individuals. See? It sounds fluent, logical, and is definitely examiner-friendly. Now, to make your answers sound even more advanced and natural, you need to use linking words. These are the secret sauce to connecting your ideas smoothly. Here are some powerful ones you can start using today. To give a personal opinion, start with "to be honest" or "frankly speaking." To add more information, use "furthermore," "moreover," or "in addition." To show a different side, use "on the other hand" or "however." To show a result, you can say "as a result," "therefore," or "consequently." And to give an example, use "for instance" or "to illustrate." Let's try it. Question: do you think technology has changed the way people work? You could answer, "To be honest, I believe technology has completely transformed our work life. Moreover, it has made remote work and global collaboration not just possible, but commonplace. For instance, many companies now rely on online platforms like Zoom or Slack to stay connected with their teams across the world. As a result, people can work more flexibly and, in many cases, more efficiently than ever before. Notice how those linking words make the answer flow so much better? Another great way to make your answers more complex is to compare and contrast situations. You can compare the past versus the present, different countries, or even different generations. This shows higher-level thinking, which is a key skill for scoring a band 8 or above. Let's take this question. Do you think young people today have more free time than before? An excellent answer could be, "That's an interesting question." I'd say that, contrary to what some might think, young people today seem to have less free time. In the past, students generally didn't have as much homework or the constant distractions of technology. However, nowadays, they often spend hours on screens or studying for highly competitive exams. So, compared to older generations, modern youth are definitely busier and face more pressure to succeed. Using comparisons like this really elevates your response. Examiners also love balanced answers. This is where you show that you can see both sides of an issue. It demonstrates flexibility and a nuanced understanding of the topic. Let's say the question is Is it better to work for a big company or a small one? A balanced answer would sound like this. Well, I think both have their distinct benefits. On one hand, working for a large company often offers greater stability, a clear career path, and good benefits. On the other hand, small companies frequently provide more flexibility, hands-on experience, and significant personal growth opportunities. Personally, I think I would prefer a smaller company because I really value learning and having variety in my work, but I can certainly understand why someone else might choose the security of a larger corporation. This type of answer shows you're a thoughtful and fluent speaker. Okay, let's practice one more together. Listen to this Band 8+ model answer. The question is, how important is it for people to continue learning throughout their lives? I believe lifelong learning is absolutely essential in today's world. The world is changing so rapidly that new skills are constantly needed just to keep up. For example, many older workers now find themselves needing to learn digital tools to stay competitive and relevant in the job market. Furthermore, learning keeps our brains active and helps us adapt to new challenges, both personally and professionally. All in all, I feel that continuous learning is the key to both personal fulfillment and professional growth. Do you see how the ideas are logical, detailed, and perfectly connected? That's what you're aiming for. So, that's how you can develop complex, high-scoring answers in IELTS Speaking Part 3. Just remember to use the idea formula, sprinkle in those linking words, make comparisons, and give balanced opinions. Now, here's your task. Pick any 3 IELTS Part 3 questions and record yourself answering them using the techniques we covered today. If you found this lesson helpful, please give it a like, share it with a friend, and subscribe for more IELTS speaking tips, vocabulary lessons, and mock test examples. Good luck with your IELTS preparation, and remember, confidence comes with practice. You've got this.